Chosen one, this moment is not an accident. You did not stumble into this video. You were summoned. You were brought here right now by heaven, who tuned your spirit and lined up your steps. Something old is awakening inside you. What you're hearing now is not just noise. Honor is what it is. It is a reminder. As you arrive, you will stir up a prophecy that has been waiting for you. You, chosen one, are on the verge of a supernatural breakthrough. There is less veil now. Things are changing in the air around you. What has been put off is about to come out. What has been kept secret is about to come out. The divine transfer of wealth, the sudden rise and the divinely sent change you have been feeling in your spirit is no longer a far-off dream. It's outside the door. It is already taking place. It's already been written. As it says in Habakkuk 2:3, the vision waits for a set time. And even though it delays, it does not lie. Today is the day that was set aside for you. Chosen one, get your spirit ready. Take a deep breath. Let your heart open. What you're about to hear will do more than just tell you something. It will wake you up. It will prove what heaven said about you before you were even born. Let your spirit be still for a moment, chosen one, as these words find you. What is happening now is not a coincidence. It's the perfect time. It sounds like heaven is brushing against the edges of your world. There were no strangers in Enoch's view. When he looked beyond the limits of his world and saw generations that had not even been born yet, he was seeing a holy group of people whose lives would show that they were the chosen ones and had been chosen for all time. You are one of them, even if you don't fully feel it yet. You are one of the people he looked up to with awe and respect. People who would walk the earth with a holy pain, a divine fire, and a calling that is too heavy for words. You are a part of the prophecy that time could not shut down. Take a deep breath and listen to this message. With all of your heart. Heaven has been getting you ready for a movement that is much bigger than you thought. All of the stress, restlessness, and longing for something you can't quite explain have not happened by chance. The divine has been preparing us. You've asked yourself why your spirit feels different, why you can't live a shallow life, and why the things that used to make you happy now hurt your soul like sandpaper. When the mark inside you comes to life, your life starts to line up with the vision. Before you took your first breath, Enoch wrote, "Chosen one, I feel your pain more than you think." There were times in my life when nothing made sense. But something inside me wouldn't die. There have been times when I couldn't figure out why I was awake at night. When you're in an invisible battle, your mind is tired, even though your hands haven't done anything. I know what it's like to be tired and excited at the same time. Your body feels weak, but your spirit feels like it's standing on the edge of something huge. I learned something that changed my life during those times. The stress is not a punishment. It is about positioning. When heaven gets someone ready for a supernatural transfer or elevation, the process rarely looks calm. It makes me want to stretch. It feels like trouble. You feel like your spirit is being pulled toward a life that isn't quite here yet. This is the spot that Enoch saw. This is the time he wrote about. He talked about souls that could feel eternity pressing down on them even when they were going about their daily lives. People who wouldn't fit in with most people, not because they were weird, but because their spirit was made for deeper waters. You know what it's like to be chosen. You know what it's like to be in a room full of people and still feel alone. You understand how to laugh at the right times. Even though something in your heart tells you that you were meant for more, you know how frustrating it is to try to explain your deepest thoughts to people who can only hear the outside. You know how painful it is to be called too intense, too sensitive, or too deep. That which they see as a flaw, heaven sees as proof of the mark, proof of the calling, proof that Enoch was talking about you in real life. Snorts, also, chosen one, don't forget this. It's not a burden that you want, meaning purity and the truth. It's a compass. It leads you out of places you're no longer fit for. It's pulling you in the right direction. That voice is God's calling you out of the noise and back into the person you've always been. I've been through this in my own life. There were times when doors shut quickly, relationships ended for no apparent reason, and chances vanished just when I thought I needed them the most. I thought it was loss at first, but later I realized it was mercy. It was heaven making room for something better. Something that made my fire burn stronger. Something that wouldn't make me give up my values. Chosen one. Heaven is also making your way clear. What you're feeling is the sound of old parts of your life being cut off. The weight of your fate is pressing up against you, making you feel heavy. Some good things can't happen until the wrong things fall away. There are some alignments that can't happen until imitation connections break down. There are doors that won't open until your spirit is in the right place. You are not being emptied because you have been left behind. You are being emptied because you are about to be filled. Please understand this. You are about to reach a supernatural level of power. The kind that doesn't make sense to people. The kind that changes your life in ways you didn't expect. Chances from heaven, unexpected help, and relationships with God sent by God. The start of a change in your wealth that was planned in heaven long before you wanted more. Your tears got you ready. Your fights made you stronger. Your endurance made you eligible. You didn't just happen to be alive. You made it through because heaven wants to use your story as proof. It's time for you to wake up, chosen one. This is just the start. Let your spirit stay open, chosen one. As we move on to the next part, please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose. Join the conversation and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. What I'm about to say is not just instructions. It is passing on. At times in your life, snorts, heaven will pull you aside, not to punish you, but to get you ready. Now is one of those times. You felt alone and like your daily life is shaking because heaven has started to move you in preparation for what's next. When God gets a vessel ready for divine elevation, He takes away everything that won't work in the new season. And even if it hurts, being stripped is always a sign that something bigger is coming. I know this to be true because I have also been through times when everything I knew seemed to be falling apart right under my feet. But I learned that heaven only takes away what was holding you back, never what was meant to carry you. You have felt that pull in your spirit, chosen one, that quiet stress, that holy longing for happiness. There's nothing wrong with your life. It's because your spirit has grown too big for the life you made. What used to make you feel better now makes you angry. What used to make you happy now makes you feel empty. What used to keep you safe now feels too small. This means that heaven is getting ready to make your territory bigger. You are being called higher, deeper, and further into the plan that was made just for you. When Enoch saw the chosen ones, he saw a group of people whose spirits were tuned to a different frequency. So, they couldn't live in shallow water. That person is you. You've always been that way. Even when you tried to hide it or fit in with everyone else, you couldn't shut out the voice that was pulling you toward something you couldn't see. You can't settle because of the mark inside you. This is where the supernatural transfer starts. Not with the blessing itself, but with the awakening inside you. Before God changes your surroundings, He changes who you are. He makes the ship stronger before letting go of resources. He gets the person who has to go through the doors ready before He opens them. That change is making you feel strange, in ways you can't fully explain. There are times when your heart feels too full, like something inside you is growing. Times when you feel like you need to act quickly but can't explain why. There are times when you feel like something is coming even though nothing has changed. This is what heaven has to say. Spiritual restlessness is the first sign that God is about to raise up a chosen one. The second is being apart, and the third is being sensitive to God. Chosen one. Heaven has made you more sensitive. Have you seen it? You feel energy in a stronger way. You can figure out intentions faster. You can feel spiritual vibes before anyone speaks. Even if everything looks fine, you can tell when something is wrong. This is a gift from God. Heaven makes it easier for you to see things clearly. Just before your territory grows, because what's coming needs a higher level of clarity. Some people can't walk with you. Not everyone can have a say in your life. Some people can't get in touch with your spirit. People would think the chosen ones were strange. But Enoch wrote that it was because the world couldn't understand the fire inside them. This is your truth. This is why some people quietly left. This is why some doors shut without alert. You felt pulled out of places that didn't fit your spirit. Because of this, your oil was safe in heaven. Now, here's the truth. You need to hold on to supernatural protection before you can transfer. God protects what He wants to make better. He hides something that He plans to show at the right time. He picks out the thing He wants to anoint. I've been through this. God didn't throw fireworks to let me know that He was getting me ready for a new season. He whispered it behind closed doors and in quiet places. At first, I didn't get it, but now that I look back, I do. Every loss was a way to get things in order. Every delay opened a door to fate. Every moment of confusion made room for clarity to come through. God is also taking care of you. What feels like taking away is actually taking away something divine, something that can't carry your calling. Chosen one, you stand on the edge of a height that is backed by heaven. You might not feel ready, but fate doesn't wait for you to feel better. It comes back when you call it. You were made for more because of the fire inside you. And the battles you've been through show that heaven has been getting you ready for this very moment. You are entering a time when things that were once held back will start to flow. Opportunities that seemed far away will suddenly come your way. And resources that seemed scarce will be given to you at just the right time. This is not a dream. This is how you align. Picked. The sound you're hearing is chains breaking. The pulling of fate is what makes you feel restless. When you're excited, it's like heaven is telling you to get ready because things are changing for the better. Picked. As we learn more about this revelation, make sure you fully understand something. Heaven never sends elevation without first waking up the person. God makes sure you are who you say you are before the blessing, before the doors open, and before the supernatural transfer happens in the real world. And the confirmation isn't always easy to get. It happens when things are different, when you're uncomfortable, or when you have to finally see yourself the way God has always seen you. You've fought battles for years that were never meant to destroy you. They were meant to reveal you, to show you the strength you forgot you had and to show you the power that has always been in your life. You believe you went through pain because you were weak. No, picked one because you were marked. You went through pain. This is why Enoch was scared when he wrote about you. He saw a generation that would go through walls they couldn't see and still rise above them. He saw souls that were heavy with sadness but stood up as if they were held up by hands he couldn't see. When he saw these people, he knew they were not like everyone else because they had a depth that made everyone else confused. These were not just random believers. These were the tools God would use to change the past, break generational patterns, and bring heaven's will to earth in ways that had not been seen since the beginning of time. You are one of the chosen ones. Right now, heaven has been shaping you, but shaping doesn't feel holy. It feels like it could break. In my own life, I felt this very strongly. There were times when I wondered if God had forgotten about me. There were times when it seemed like every prayer went unanswered, every dream was put off, and every step felt like it was through fog. I thought those times were punishments at first, but now I know they were cleansing. They took away all of our identities. I built from fear, insecurity, and the need to stay alive. They broke down every part of me that wasn't big enough to hold the oil God wanted to pour into me. What seemed like loss was really just calibration. What felt like being left behind was actually positioning. Making plans was what seemed like silence. You chosen one are going through the same thing. You've been wondering why things in your life don't seem normal and why doors that other people can easily walk through seem to be blocking your way. Why you grow out of people faster than you think and why your heart feels heavy even when things are calm. It's because your spirit is working on a different time frame than the world around you. You have been learning how to see things differently, move differently, and want things differently from heaven. You thought you were lost. In fact, you were being rewired. And this rewiring is important because the next part of your calling needs spiritual accuracy. You didn't just get this blessing by chance. It is aimed at, backed by heaven, and timed perfectly. And because what you're about to carry is heavy, God will not let you start this new season with open wounds, bad habits, or old ways of thinking. You have felt pressure. But that's because God is refining you. God has put His hand on your life. And this is proof of that. Even if you don't feel like you won, the spiritual world knows who you are. This is the reason why you were attacked so hard. This is why people are jealous of you for no reason. That's why people get it wrong. Even if your heart is good, darkness knows what will happen to you. A long time before you even notice it. Attacks do not show that you are weak. They are proof that the job was assigned. Chosen one. Your life has followed patterns of the prophets. Remember how many big ideas did you have right after you were ready to give up? You've been blessed many times when you least expected it. How many times did a sudden change take you out of situations that were slowly killing you? These did not happen by chance. These were actions from God. You have been taught in heaven to trust the God who leads you even when you don't know the way. From now on, your spirit can see things that your eyes can't see yet. There is a change happening, a divine speeding up, a supernatural shifting of things. Behind the scenes, heaven has been changing the way your life is built. Some people have moved. The locations of opportunities have changed. Resources have been moved around. You are moving toward divine fulfillment because you were put on this path. Listen to this with all your heart. Chosen one. The next part of your life will be different from the last one. Your time of being hidden is ending and your time of being shown has begun. The gifts you give will make sense. Your fights will make sense. It will make sense for you to be quiet. Things that seemed random at first will start to fit together like parts of a divine plan. And when the revelation sinks in, you'll know why Enoch wrote about you with such awe in his heart. Because you were never like everyone else. You were never forgotten. You were never left alone. You were getting ready. Picked. One day, man. You'll be me. You're not going to wake up. It has already started. Picked one. Keep your heart open as we move on to the next part of the story. This is where the revelation gets deeper. At some point, the preparation for every fate becomes impossible to ignore. Where the war starts to show what its real goal is. Where all of a sudden the weight you've been carrying lines up with a calling you can't avoid. Now you're getting to that point. Heaven is no longer whispering. Heaven is speaking out. And the statement over your life is this. What you've been through has not been for nothing. Every fight, every tear, every loss, and every confusing season has made you into someone that hell fears. And heaven trusts. You, the chosen one, need to know that spiritual warfare always gets stronger when a person is about to change. This is why your most recent fights have felt different, more personal, deeper, and sharper. The realm of darkness knows what's going to happen to you. They can see the rise before you can. They can see the divine wealth shift over your life. They can see the supernatural line-up coming together around you. They try to wear you out before you get to it because they can't stop what God has planned in order to get the breakthrough. They want you to give up right away. That they don't get though is that everything they sent against you made you stronger. You should not break. Your spirit is getting stronger. You are not getting weaker. You are growing up. You're not going to fall down. You're getting stronger in a way that can't be taught by comfort. That kind of strength can only come from pressure. That kind of authority can only be made by storms. That kind of purity can only come from fire. And you, chosen one, have been shaped in all three. During one of the worst times of my life, I learned this truth. When I woke up one morning, I felt heavy for no logical reason. It felt like everything was new. Prayers didn't seem to help. The future was hard to see. What I thought was a world made of fog was really there. But something strange happened in that fog. My spirit got stronger. My ability to discern grew stronger. I started to notice things I had been missing before. Before anyone even spoke, I could feel the spiritual atmosphere change. I could tell someone was lying before they said a word. The pain had taken away my numbness. And all of a sudden, everything was clear to me spiritually. During that time, I learned that the worst times are often when heaven is making your vision better. You, the chosen one, are going through this. The dark places you walked through hurt more than just you. They woke you up. You are better able to see through people. Now you're getting motives. You can feel that everything has a spiritual weight to it. This isn't crazy talk. It is the sensitivity of a prophet. That's the mark Enoch wrote about. The mark that doesn't make noise. The mark that can't be hidden from the world. That can't be seen. This is the holy truth. Heaven is about to give you more trust. There is more power, more spiritual weight, more resources, and more responsibility. Your skills have been put to the test in private battles, and heaven has kept track of every win you've had behind closed doors. You didn't give up. You didn't fold. You didn't give up your values just because it was easier to fit in. God saw you leave circles that were draining you. He saw you be honest when it would have been easier to give in. He heard the tears-filled prayers you said. It didn't all go away into silence. It was written down in heaven. So, chosen one, the next part of your life will be different from the last. Something supernatural is on its way to you. And please pay attention. The transfer is not just money. It includes things like wisdom, power, direction, insight, clarity, and divine plan. God isn't just giving you good things. He is giving you responsibility. He is giving you something that He knows you will not waste. Your life is about to become more clear of the anointing before you even speak. People will notice something unique about you. Some people will be interested in it. Some people will dislike it. But no one will be able to stay away from it. You have moved into a time when heaven is changing who you are from the inside out. The old self is going away. The scared self is going away. The self that was ignored is going away. And the version that is rising inside you is the one God saw when He made you. The version that can be trusted. The one that walks on purpose. The version that can't be changed by lies. This is the version that knows their fate and won't accept anything less. Chosen one. Everything that used to break you is now what makes you stronger. You are moving from a state of survival to one of sovereignty. From being hidden to being shown, from standing around to walking. You will even wonder how you ever doubted who you were. Becoming when you look back on the change. Heaven isn't getting you ready for little things. Heaven is getting you ready for things in the kingdom. And the signs of that getting ready are growing inside you right now. Lean in, chosen one. The changes are already happening. Chosen one, as we move on to the next revelation, let these words sink into your spirit like a heavy rock. Heaven is drawing you deeper into understanding. There comes a time in every chosen life when the change inside can't be denied. This is when the soul starts to grow beyond any limits that used to hold it back, and the spirit starts demanding alignment with the destiny that was written before time began. There you are in that moment right now. You haven't been feeling confused. It's not lack of stability. It's not a change in emotions. Yes, it is activation. Something old, something prophetic, or something from heaven has started to rise inside you. Picked one. You are no longer shaped by the timelines of this world, which is why your life has felt like a series of strange changes. God's timing is shaping you. On earth, time is based on calendars. When the calling gets stronger, everything in your life starts to change to fit. This is how divine timing works. As time goes on, people's wants and needs change. Spaces feel smaller. Responsibilities get heavier, some conversations become unbearable, some places feel spiritually off, and so on. These things are signs that heaven is moving you to a place that is much bigger than where you are now. I remember going through a shift like this myself. On the outside, life seemed fine, but on the inside, everything was shifting. Even if everyone in the room is laughing, I could still feel something stronger pulling at me. I could be talking to someone and all of a sudden feel my spirit disconnect because what they were saying no longer fit with my path. Even though nothing had changed when I woke up. I felt like something invisible had moved in the air overnight. I thought something was wrong with me at first, but over time I saw that was not the case. As my spirit woke up, it hurt because I had built a life around myself that didn't fit who I was becoming. You know how it feels to be chosen. That stress has been a part of your life. There were times when you felt like your spirit was too big for where you were. There have been times when you felt like you were getting a sneak peek at a life that was still to come. You have felt God's discontent, which won't let you settle for anything less than what He has spoken over your life. Being unhappy is not a bad thing. It's a compass and a sign from heaven that you are moving into alignment. Which means you need to be separate. Once a season changes, you can't bring old identities with you. There's no way to bring old ways of thinking into new blessings. When God is trying to bring you into new relationships, you can't hold on to old ones. You can't keep going back to what you know when your destiny is waiting in the unknown. I think this is why some chapters ended quickly. That's why some connections lost their shine. This is why some chances you had went by the wayside. God was not making you suffer. He was making it hard for you to settle down. He was keeping your past self from getting into your future because you were chosen. What is coming into your life, snorts, will test your strength in ways you didn't have before. Heaven trained you for this. What's coming needs clarity that you didn't have before. So, heaven made you more focused. What's coming requires a level of obedience that you didn't know how to do yet, so heaven made you better. Every hard time, path change, and setback was a lesson. And you see it now, whether you did at the time, you are smarter, stronger, sharper, and more spiritually aware than ever. This is why the supernatural transfer is coming soon. Heaven doesn't give divine resources to people who aren't ready for them. God doesn't put people in charge who can't manage. He doesn't promote people who can't think things through. There is no way for Him to pour oil into things that haven't been through fire. But you, chosen one, went through the fire and didn't lose your faith. You didn't lose who you were as you walked through storms. You went through spiritual dry spells but kept praying. People around you gave up. But you stood strong. You held on to light when others gave up and fell into darkness. Heaven saw it. Heaven wrote it down. Heaven is now giving it a reward. Pay close attention because your next season will require less work and bring more alignment. It's not because life gets easier. It's because your spirit will finally be in sync with your task. You won't have to push to open doors. If you don't look for them, opportunities will find you. Without any help, connections will form. There won't be any panic as provision flows. This is how supernatural transfer works. It comes when your spirit, your calling, and God's timing are all just right. Chosen one. The fire that God put in you is getting brighter. It's not because you're working harder, but because the time has come for you to shine. You are entering a phase where things that used to fight you will start to talk to you. Where things that ignored you before will start to notice you. Where things that used to scare you will start to give into you. This isn't being cocky. In this case, authority. The power that comes from going through spiritual fire without changing who you are. Chosen one, the time is almost here. Enoch knew when the mark inside you would become louder than everything else. As we move deeper into this prophetic unfolding, let the air around you become quiet, so that your spirit can receive what heaven is releasing. It's not just words you're hearing. You are in the middle of a divine deal. There is a supernatural alignment going on in your life right now. Everything that happened to you, everything that you felt and everything that you couldn't explain has led you to this point. You are about to enter a revelation that will not only help you understand the past, but also get you ready for the future. Heaven is opening up in front of you. And don't forget, chosen one, heaven is about to open something for you. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. For some, the weight of fate is too great to ignore at some point. That weight has hit you. You've been carrying questions that wouldn't go away. You felt a calling that got stronger every night when it was quiet. You've been in rooms where everyone else seemed at ease, but your spirit felt restless, like something bigger was calling you from beyond what you could see. Being restless is a sign that you are waking up. It shows that the mark in wrote about is real and present in you. Heaven won't let you live below the level of your calling. So, you've been pulled, stretched, and struck. Chosen one, make sure you fully understand this. You need a stronger base for the season you are entering. Heaven has been strengthening you behind the scenes so that you can carry what is coming to the world. When God gets someone ready for a supernatural transfer, He doesn't start with the outside. He starts with the inside. To start, He cleans up motives, sharpens discernment, heals hidden wounds, tests faith, and rebuilds spiritual identity. This work on the inside often feels like war because it happens everything that is comfortable, but it's not destruction, it's change. I've been through this myself. There have been nights when I asked God why He let certain things weigh so heavily on me. I asked him why he would let friendships fall apart. Chances slip away and seasons end without any warning. I didn't understand why my heart felt like it was being torn apart and put back together from the inside out. I didn't understand that God wasn't tearing me apart until much later. He was ripping away everything that wouldn't work for my next season so that what He would give me wouldn't break me. I was being honed. In no way was the weight a punishment. The weight was a practice run. Dear chosen one, your life has also been getting better. The weight you've been carrying is not a sign that you are weak. It means someone is calling. The changes you felt inside are not changes in your emotions. They are changes in the spiritual realm. Your heart has been getting used to a different spiritual frequency. Your mind has been getting rid of old ways of thinking. Real truth, depth, and alignment are what your soul has been longing for. You want to be alone. Take a step back and disconnect from everything that makes you feel down. This urge is not a fluke. It keeps you safe. Heaven separates before it rises. And now it's getting close to rising. Not the kind that makes you feel good about yourself, but the kind that changes who you are. The kind that can open doors that people can't. This is the kind that brings resources that heaven has been saving for the right time. The kind that tells you why hell fought you so badly. People didn't attack you because you were weak. It was an attack because you were rising. And just as Enoch said they would, the chosen ones carry a fire that both heaven and hell want to fight. Chosen one, the fights you've been through lately weren't meant to break you. They were meant to show you how strong you really are. In the spirit world, every time you stay standing, you prove something. Every time you refuse to give up, you showed a strength that darkness did not expect. Every tear, every prayer, every minute you keep going even though you're tired is a statement that your destiny is stronger than your despair. And heaven saw everything that happened. There is now a change. Things are coming to your spirit's attention before they happen. You can feel changes coming before they happen. You feel like your life is filled with a kind of excitement that you can't quite describe. This is what happens when fate gets close. Things spiritual start to move. Angels start to set up their positions. Behind the scenes, chances start to line up. Blessings start to move toward your name. The unseen sets the scene. Here is the truth that you need to accept. You won't miss what God has planned for you. You can't miss it. Your life is moving toward it because of the mark inside you. Every side trip is part of the way. Every delay is a part of the timetable. Every setback is a part of getting ready. There is no waste. There is no chance. You think things are against you, but they're not. Heaven is carefully planning every single thing. Now is the time, chosen one, when your spirit will no longer be shut down by fear. Doubt will no longer get in the way of your vision. Distractions will no longer get in the way of your path. You are becoming more clear, more powerful, more spiritually mature, and more in line with God. During this time of year, things that used to stump you will suddenly make sense, where the parts of your story will fit together in ways that show how God touched everything. Not even small blessings are planned for you. You are getting ready for a supernatural transfer of knowledge, favor, power, and resources. The shift is not going to happen. It's already happening, and heaven is putting you in the middle of it. You are rising. Chosen one. As we move into the next part of the message, chosen one, let your spirit breathe. The weight of glory that is on you is growing. Your spirit can already feel the pulling, stretching, and quiet growth going on inside you. Even if you can't see it yet, this is an undeniable sign that heaven is about to reveal a new part of who you are. You're not going through a small change. You are going through a spiritual change. And what you're becoming is the version of yourself that heaven has been slowly shaping through every battle, storm, and quiet night that you thought would break you. There's a reason why the pressure built up just before this moment. Every time you go up, your spirit gets restless. The soul starts to shed layers that aren't needed anymore. Your wants change. Your priorities change. The energy you have leaves places that can't hold you anymore. It's not that you care less. This is heaven taking you out of places that are too small for your calling. You can't stay in old places with new oil on you. The blessing on your life has grown stronger. So the environment you live in needs to change to match what's happening inside you. Chosen one. One sign that you are awakening to your supernatural power is when your spirit starts to sense that something is off before your mind does. You've felt this. You've walked into conversations and felt like they were heavy. You've talked to some people and felt your energy drop right away. There have been chances given to you that on paper looked good but made you feel bad. This is the intelligence of the Spirit. This is heaven for training your senses. Your ability to tell the difference gets better. As heaven pours more into you and your judgment is getting better because the next part of your assignment is important. When God starts taking away everything that used to feel familiar, I know what it's like. Over the years, there have been times when the people I thought would walk with me disappeared. I've been through doors that slammed shut without warning after being opened easily. There were times when I prayed for clarity, and all I got was silence. I used to find it hard to understand. But now I understand that every stripping was holy. Every closing kept you safe. Every silence was a chance to start over. When heaven is getting you ready for more power, it feels like you're alone. But that's when revelation happens. You, the chosen one, are in that holy space right now. This is not a punishment. It is a dedication. You need to get away from the noise so you can hear God's call. He is taking you away from the chaos so that you can get a plan. He is keeping you away from the wrong voices so that your true self can shine through and your authority grows as your identity does. Getting power is not something you ask for. Authority is built by sticking with something, obeying it, and giving up. You have been strong. You did what they said, even if it cost you. You gave up when you had the chance to fight for your honor. That's why heaven has more faith in you. There will be more. A blueprint for your life with more revelation, clarity, influence, and opportunities that are in line with each other. There is more to the supernatural transfer than just money. It's good sense for stewardship. It is discernment for growth. It's protection for what you want. Divine partnerships are what decide fate. Heaven is doing more than just giving you good things. Heaven is putting plans in your spirit. Make a plan that will help you move precisely. There is a plan that will help you get through doors that only God can open. A plan that will let you access levels of power you thought were out of reach before. But heaven has to finish the internal change before this transfer can happen fully. Your spirit is letting go of the last bits of an old identity. No longer are you the person who did things out of fear. You are no longer the person who put up with rudeness. You are not the same person who now doubts your worth. You are not the same person who tried to fit in with groups that didn't value you. That part of you is dying. Because it can't take on the role that is being given to you. Chosen one, your spiritual senses have been getting stronger because you are entering a time when you can't be blind. Heaven is giving your voice, your presence, and the choices you make weight. You are being set up to affect, motivate, and influence other people. You are moving from survival mode to divine assignment mode in your life. The places where you used to feel like you weren't seen will soon see your blessing. The places you felt were ignored will soon call for your help. The same hands that turned you down will see you rise. Now, here is the holy truth. Your next promotion isn't based on what you've done. It is built on being straight. When your spirit is in tune with heaven, doors just open on their own. When your identity matches your calling, resistance doesn't matter. Nothing can stop what is coming your way. When your heart is in the right place, you are getting ready. You are waking up. You're moving into the frequency. People who are marked by heaven and carry fire are what Enoch wrote about. Other people don't get it. Chosen one. This is the hour when everything that has been hidden starts to come out. Your gifts, your clarity, your power, and your fate. You're not getting ready for breakthrough. You're becoming the big break. Chosen one, your change is already happening. Now take the next step toward heaven. Chosen one, as we move forward into this holy unveiling, let your spirit and heart remain still. What heaven is shaping within you at this very moment will have eternal meaning. Even though your faith has been tested and your endurance has been put to the test, something inside you has refused to break. Being unwilling, having an inner flame that wouldn't go out is what makes someone unique. Even though the world tried to put out the fire that Enoch wrote about, it didn't go out. Now that fire is rising in you more clearly and with more force than ever before, you could feel this rising even though you couldn't fully explain it. Things that used to move you aren't moving you as much as they used to. You are no longer scared of old things. You are no longer controlled by old fears. You are not defined by old habits anymore. This is not a mistake. This is growing up spiritually. Heaven has been taking off layers of your soul, not to show how weak you are, but to show how strong you really are. And as each layer falls away, your identity gets clearer, your power gets stronger, and your spirit becomes more in line with the mission that has been written over your life. Chosen one, really understand something. When heaven gets you ready for a new area of influence, the familiar always gets taken away, not to punish, but to make clean. You've had a sense of this. The fight between the person you used to be and the person you are becoming. Having two different parts of yourself, one wants comfort and the other wants to grow. It's hard to decide whether to stay where things are safe or go where things are divine. This tension is a sign from heaven that you are moving from one level of your purpose to another. This isn't a smooth way to change. It's not quiet. It wants you to give up. It needs your full attention. So, you have to trust what your spirit tells you more than what your eyes can see. I've been through these kinds of changes which often come as endings. Habits break down. Relationships end, familiar places lose their meaning, and conversations feel empty. You start to think that something is wrong with you. There's no problem though. Your life is getting better because everything is being moved around. Chosen one. Your life is changing because you can't go into rooms that don't support your calling anymore. You have to stop shrinking to make other people feel good. You can't act like you don't feel what God is showing you. The voice inside you that says you were made for more can't be shut down any longer. You are growing spiritually in places where people are still spiritually immature. Always feel uncomfortable when people are spiritually mature. You're growing out of some things, not because you're cocky, but because heaven is making your soul better. And with this elevation comes clarity. Clearness that shows you what drains you, who really values you, where your energy is being wasted and what needs your presence and what doesn't. This clarity is how heaven is keeping what he is building inside you safe. You can't bring divine oil into places that are dangerous. It is not possible to bring prophetic insight into places that make fun of the spiritual. Heaven's wisdom can't be brought into groups that are committed to chaos. Boundaries are needed for your calling. Your anointing needs you to be wise because the stakes of your assignment have gone up. Chosen one, your judgment has become even better. People are giving you power, territory, and spiritual influence that you should not take lightly. Heaven has been getting you ready to take good care of these things. The war you were in wasn't just happening, and it was training. The time you spent alone wasn't by accident. It was a dedication. You were not emotionally collapsing. When you felt heavy, it was hard on the spirit. People can only carry weight in the seen. If they have been stretched in the unseen, and the weight that God is getting you ready for has a purpose. It comes with responsibility. It has an effect. You are not being praised to boost your ego. You are being given more work to do. You are being set up so that your life can be a way for heaven to touch people, places, and even generations. Your story will help people get better. People will be inspired by your strength because you are clear. Chains will break. The mood will change when you're there. You were never called to just get through life. You were asked to change it. That being said, heaven is finishing the change inside you before it can flow through you. Your heart is getting better so that it can love the right way. Your mind is being refreshed so that it can understand things correctly. Your spirit is getting stronger so it can handle things that break other people's. You're changing into someone that heaven can trust. People that darkness is afraid of are people that destiny knows. Listen to this with all your heart. Chosen one. Every change, pain, longing, and awakening in your life right now is making you into the vessel that heaven needs you to be. You're not getting lost. You're finally going to meet yourself. You're not taking a chance on the unknown. You are becoming who you are. You're not going into chaos. You are going to call. Feel the truth of this moment, chosen one. Relax your spirit. Heaven hasn't forgotten about you. Heaven hasn't forgotten about you. Heaven has been carefully getting you ready. As we go deeper into this divine revelation, keep your spirit open and soft because what heaven is showing you now is more than just affirmation. Yes, it is activation. There is a spiritual threshold right now where the invisible is starting to shape the visible and where your inner change is about to spread to every part of your life. Do not forget about this. There is a holy event going on. An old thing is coming to life. Something that was written a long time ago is starting to breathe again inside you. You could feel this change even though you didn't know how to describe it. There's been a spiritual pressure building up around inside and under you. A force that isn't meant to break you, but to bring something out of you. Inside tremors are the first sign that heaven is getting ready for a supernatural rise. Your wants change, your values get stronger, and your ability to see things more clearly. Things that used to make you happy stop tasting good all of a sudden. Things that you used to put up with are now making you angry. It's hard to feel safe in places that used to be safe. This is not a mess. This is your soul shaking off anything that isn't its calling. Picked one. You are growing up and becoming the leader instead of the one who just made it through everything. You were shaped in the dark, improved in secret spots, and made stronger in empty rooms where only heaven could see your tears. Heaven saw your strength grow. Through every quiet night, you went through. While the world may see it now, that's why you can't go back. This is why old ways of thinking don't work anymore. This is why the people who used to be a part of your life can't be there for you anymore. To get higher, you have to evolve. I have been through this process before. Sometimes I feel like I'm not the same person I used to be. When I look back at my life, I know what it's like when your spirit is bigger than your body. There were times when God pulled me away from what I knew. Not because it was wrong, but because it was too small. He put me apart to make me stronger. He took away what I was holding on to so I could hold on to Him. He showed me a side of myself I didn't know existed while I was naked. Better aligned, smarter, sharper, stronger, more discerning, and more surrendered. You are going through the same thing right now. Picked one. Heaven isn't just making you strong. Heaven is giving you a plan. This is important. Being strong is what helps you last. Structure is what makes it possible to carry. Moses was strong, but he needed order to be a leader. David was passionate, but he needed order to be king. Joseph had a vision, but he needed structure to help him lead the movement of nations. As you move into this new season, God is building the framework of your destiny. He is giving you systems, disciplines, divine instincts, spiritual muscles, and a sharper intuition. All of this is heaven getting you ready for what's coming. And it is coming. Something important. Something chosen, or something with your name written on it in the Spirit. The transfer over your life is not an idea. Behind the scenes, heaven has been lining up resources, chances, and connections. Prepared to bless, help, or partner with you or people you haven't met yet. The hinges on doors you haven't knocked on yet are already coming loose. Things that you haven't prayed for yet are being brought together. This is not a dream. This is a divine plan. But heaven has to finish what is meant to grow inside you before it can send what is meant to flow to you. This is the reason why your spirit has been strained. In this way, your discernment has grown. This is why you want to know the truth more. Heaven doesn't put new wine in old wine casks. That's why God is making your mind fresh, your heart pure, and your spirit strong. Look back for a moment, chosen one. There were times when you were almost broken, when you were confused, and when you felt empty. But now you're stronger than you've ever been. Your spirit is more awake than it has ever been. You are more aware of what you are and what you are not. There it is, proof of transformation. That's proof that you called. That's what heaven says about your life. Now there's something else going on. You can feel the pull of fate starting to move you. You can feel something bigger pulling you. The change in the air can be felt. There is a weight of responsibility building up around you. The reason for this is that heaven is pulling you toward your task. The path in front of you is not a random one. It's planned out. You're going into things your old self couldn't reach. You are getting blessings that your old way of thinking couldn't handle. You are getting knowledge that your old self couldn't understand. Chosen one, you no longer have to fight the battles of your old self. You're becoming more in charge of who you are becoming as you walk into this divine elevation. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. Heaven already agrees with you. You are already marked by heaven. Heaven has already made plans for you. What's coming next isn't the result of striving. It's the result of alignment, not force, flow, or survival. Not striving, alignment, flow, or survival. Feel the truth of this moment, chosen one. The change you've been feeling isn't making things up. It's an invitation. You have been chosen. As we move into the next divine reveal, let your spirit settle into a state of readiness. What heaven is letting go of right now has a depth that only hearts that are awake can understand. You have been living through a unique time when the spiritual and the natural have come together and the invisible and the visible have pressed against each other. The old version of you has started to dissolve so that the true you made by heaven can come out without any resistance. This part of the journey is very important because God moves you from awakening on the inside to showing up in the outside world. You, the chosen one, have been through shadows that others couldn't make it through. You've been through storms that should have killed you. You have been through mental, spiritual, and emotional battles that would have broken most people. But you didn't. You didn't give up. You didn't drown in sadness. And the reason is easy to understand. Heaven never meant for those battles to destroy you. The point of them was to teach you how to bring out the warrior in you and find strength. You didn't know you had. The pressure you felt wasn't a punishment. It was getting you ready. Take a close look at your life. There has been a pattern that you might not have fully seen until now. When you were pushed to your limits, you woke up something new in you. Every time someone lied to you, you became smarter about who to trust. Each time you were turned down, you learned more about yourself. Your spiritual ears got better every time you were alone. He taught you to hear in the dark, see in the dark, and walk by faith when you couldn't see. These aren't little gifts. Heaven doesn't give weapons to people who aren't meant to do important things. And these are spiritual weapons. God, you've been asking, why did it have to be this hard? But the truth is that warriors aren't made in comfort. People aren't made by hearing applause. People who carry mantles aren't born when things are easy. What God has planned for your life will require you to be strong, mature, and spiritually in charge. And fire is the only way to make these traits stronger. You went through the fire, but instead of burning, you got better. You didn't lose yourself. You found your power. You didn't walk away. Instead, you took a step toward your purpose. You should know how rare and wonderful this is. The supernatural transfer that is coming into your life is not just about money, though it will bring you money. It's not just about position. Though doors of power will open. This transfer covers the whole. It has to do with who you are, what you do, how you sound, how you affect others, and what you're supposed to do. It takes every broken piece of your story and puts them back together in a beautiful tapestry. It gives back what was taken. It makes what was left bigger. It brings out what was hidden. You are being taught not only how to receive but also how to manage. And being a good steward means changing the most important parts of who you are. Heaven is not only making things right in the world around you. It's also making things right inside of you. You know this is true. You felt that you can't handle conversations with low vibrations for much longer. You have sensed that your desire for quick connections is fading. You felt a strong need to protect your energy, keep your peace, and let go of anything that is getting in the way of your alignment. These aren't changes in mood. These are the instincts of a prophet rising within you. This change is something I have been through for a while. God made it very clear to me. What was no longer working for my good. People I used to care about were suddenly taken away. The chances I used to chase no longer mattered. Some habits I used to enjoy became heavy. It felt like a loss at first. So I fought the change. But in the end, I saw what was true. Everything that was taken away made room for something better. There were divine beginnings at the end of every story. With each release, I got ready for things I didn't think were possible. You are going through the same thing. Heaven is putting you in sync with your divine timeline. Chosen one. You used to think that delays were denials, but they were really just calibrations. You thought those were closed doors, but they were really just redirections. What you thought was abandonment was actually protection from God. God has been carefully planning your life so that when the supernatural transfer happens, you will be ready. You won't be confused, overwhelmed, or unprepared. You will be ready. That's when your spirit starts to sense that something is coming. There is a sense of progress. Your faith is growing. You can feel your identity becoming stronger. That's because heaven is pulling you toward the right time. But please hear this carefully. Elevation needs space. Not because you are better than other people, but because what's important to you can't be changed. You are being asked to walk in a frequency that requires you to have pure intentions, sharp discernment, and a clear spirit. This is why the things around you have been changing. This is why God has been pulling you away from noise, things that don't matter and fake ways to get what you want. Hence the need for quiet and depth in your heart. You are being taken to a place where you can clearly hear God because what's coming next needs sharpness. Chosen one, you are no longer being taught. You are being put in place. Heaven is making you a vessel that is strong enough to carry blessings, smart enough to handle influence, and humble enough to stay open. What's going on in your life is not normal. It's heaven. You are already going through the change. As we move forward in this sacred unfolding, beloved, let your spirit settle into a deeper stillness. What heaven is shaping within you now has a weight that goes beyond this moment. You are not only being inspired but also put in the right place. You are not just hearing revelation. You are revelation itself. Your whole life has been leading you to an identity that you are only now starting to fully grasp. All of the shaking, stripping, awakening, and raising have been planned with such accuracy that only heaven could have made them. And now that your spirit is strong enough to handle what's coming, heaven is starting to show you the next part of who you really are. Chosen one, your journey so far has been a never-ending cycle of putting things back together again. There have been emotional earthquakes in your life that tore apart the things you used to rely on. People have left your life without giving you a reason. You've been through times when your prayers didn't seem to be heard, when silence seemed to be louder than words, and when God seemed far away, even though He was closer than your breath. But this is the real truth. These times were never signs of being left behind. Those were signs of building work. God wasn't pulling away from you. He was getting rid of what was in the way of you seeing Him clearly. He got rid of the things that were blocking your spiritual senses so they could wake up, and they have woken up. Check out how you see the world now. Check out how quickly your spirit can spot lies. Take a look at how strongly you feel truth. Check out how you can sense changes in your spiritual life before they happen. You didn't learn to be sensitive like this. Heaven made you sensitive. Being sensitive is a sign of being chosen. It means that your spirit is in tune with higher forces. It's proof that the mark inside you is fully alive. Chosen one. This heightened sensitivity is necessary for the next level of your calling, which calls for even more awareness. And there will be times when God whispers to you. There will be times when He leads you by your gut feelings and thoughts instead of loud signs. There will be tasks that require you to figure out things that normal logic can't understand. This is why God has been making you stronger. This is the reason why the things that used to interest you no longer do. This is why your spirit has been telling you to rise, to separate, to look for clarity, and to keep going after the truth. Heaven is making sure you are fully spiritually mature enough to take on the next role. No doubt about it, chosen one, you do carry a mantle. It's a mantle of power, of spiritual guidance, and of influence that will change lives in ways you can't even imagine. But mantles weigh a lot. Honesty is needed for mantles. Mantles need to be deep. Mantles need a base that can't be moved by events or people's thoughts. That's why your character was checked out. This is why your faith was put to the test. That's why you went through betrayal, rejection, and times when you didn't see your work. God was making you more unique. He was shaping virtues that you needed but didn't have yet. He made your inner world stronger because your outside world is about to get bigger. And when God makes someone more powerful, He makes sure the root is stronger than the fruit given. Take a close look at your story. When things were worst, they were also the times when you grew the most. The times of the year that made you the most confused were also the times that changed you the most. People who left you made room for those who were meant to stay. The closed doors kept you from going down paths that would have taken away your calling. Every setback steered you back toward alignment. Every delay made you more patient and helped you see things more clearly. The process was painful, but the goal was right. Your spirit is now entering a holy state of readiness. You can feel it. A quiet sense of confidence growing inside you. Getting a strong sense of purpose in your bones. More and more you realize that your life is not random. The weight you used to carry has turned into a holy weight. There is a weight of responsibility, fate, and divine assignment. And this weight isn't too much. It is getting stable. It holds you down. It helps you become the person you were always meant to be. Chosen one. Heaven is also getting ready to give you more spiritual, emotional, relational, and even financial space. The supernatural transfer that is watching over your life is a part of this growth. But please keep this in mind. The transfer isn't just about getting money, resources, or chances. It has to do with using influence. It's about giving your purpose power. It's about getting better at changing situations and making a difference in people's lives. Not for show, but because they matter. God blesses those He chooses. And you, chosen one, are ready for the impact. As you start this new chapter, things that used to stump you will now help you. What used to break you will now make you stronger. Where the things that used to drain you will now give you energy. No longer is your spirit weak. It is made stronger. No longer is your heart hurt. It makes sense. No longer is your identity spread out. It is set in place and chosen. You're not going where you want to go. You are living it. Heaven is looking forward to seeing the fullness of who you are. Start to rise. Picked. Let your spirit stay open and awake. As we move into the last part of the revelation, this is because heaven is tying together every thread, lesson, battle, and breakthrough you have been through. You're not coming to an end. You are moving toward the release of everything that has been building up inside you. Things that used to feel scattered are starting to fit together. What seemed confusing at first is becoming clear. Things that felt heavy before are now becoming useful. From the first wounds to the deepest awakenings, your whole journey has been making you into a vessel that can hold divine fire. You've reached a point in your transformation where the work you've been doing inside is starting to show up outside. You can feel it. You no longer think the same way. You no longer answer the same way. You no longer see yourself the same way. How you see other people has changed. All of this shows that heaven has been rebuilding you from the inside out. As you grow, your spirit will speak before your mouth does. You will become someone whose presence changes the atmosphere and whose very existence breaks up darkness. This is the person you were meant to be from the start. This is the person that heaven is now showing us. Chosen one, you must deeply understand a sacred truth. You haven't been waiting for God. There's been a wait for you from God. Are waiting for you to let go of old identities. Ready for you to let go of the things that were holding you back. Waiting for you to put more faith in your inner voice than in the noise around you. Ready for you to see what has always been true. You have been marked, chosen, and spiritually designed to walk in realms that other people can't understand. And now that your spirit is in sync, heaven can start letting go of what has been held back until the right time. What you're stepping into is more than just a blessing. It is a divine arrangement. Heaven is putting people, chances, and resources together in ways that you could never think of on your own. You used to knock on doors, but now they'll open for you before you get there. Talks you used to pray for will now come to you. People, places, and groups that are a good fit for you are being drawn to your frequency. People are drawn to you not because you're charming or charismatic, but because your spirit has begun to awaken to its true calling. Chosen one, this awakening makes things clear. A clarity that shows what was hidden before. A clarity that shows lies for what they are. A clarity that shows you the way you should go. A clarity that helps you make better choices. Moving no longer comes from a whim. From insight, you move on. You don't act out of fear anymore. You act based on what you know. No longer do you look for approval. You walk in who you are. The world around you might not fully grasp this change, but the spirit world does right away. Heaven moves where things are lined up and you chosen one are lined up. Because of this alignment, some battles have become more intense recently. Heaven always makes the person who is about to rise stronger, and hell always tests the person who is about to move forward. The shadows that tried to swallow you up were responding to the glow that was growing inside you. The confusion that tried to throw you off was a reaction to the clarity that was starting to settle in your spirit. The courage that was now in your heart fought off the fear that tried to come back. Every attack meant that things were getting faster. Every struggle is a sign of growth. You were not losing fights. You were getting rid of chains. You feel lighter and more clear in spirit now than before. You've healed wounds that used to control what you did. You've let go of things that used to weigh you down. You've let people off the hook who never said sorry. You've looked at yourself. You're back in charge again. And because of this, heaven is giving you more power, more responsibility, more impact, and more influence. Chosen one, the supernatural thing that will happen in your life isn't just about money, though it will. It has to do with where you stand. So your assignment can happen. You need to be put where your voice matters and seen so your gifts can flow. What you are stepping into is not a lucky accident. It comes from getting ready, obeying, and having spiritual endurance. Heaven never throws away the chosen people's pain. Every wound teaches you something. Every setback turns into a plan. Every delay changes the direction. Your spirit will no longer shrink. When you think about the unknown as you enter a new chapter because your steps are planned, you will be brave, clear, and sure of yourself as you move forward. The same God who carried you through the seasons that were hidden is now showing you the seasons that can be seen. The voice that spoke to you in the dark is now making your influence stronger. The fire that was quietly burning inside you is now becoming a light that other people will see and follow. And now something holy for your spirit to hold on to. You're not just rising by chance. You were meant to rise. Your story is full of details that were chosen by God. There was no waste. There was nothing missed. There was no loss. The tears made things grow. The fights made us stronger. The silence made things more interesting. Everything had been building up to this moment. Your spirit is ready. Chosen one. You are a stable person. Your heart has grown up. You can tell right from wrong. Your goal is awake. You are seen by God. Heaven knows who you are. Heaven backs you up. You are no longer changing. You're and nothing in the world can stop what heaven has planned for you. Choose one. As this message comes to a holy end, hold on to what heaven has said about you in your spirit. It's not like any other time you're standing there. You are in a Kairos moment, which is a divine appointment. Enoch saw the time when prophecy comes true and destiny comes to life. The fire you feel is not emotion. It proves something. The fact that you feel a shift inside you means that a supernatural transfer has already started to move toward you. You have been chosen and the seal on your life is still alive. Heaven knows who you are. The darkness has taken notice and now the path ahead of you is becoming clear in a way you weren't ready for before. Be respectful as you walk forward. Take a step forward with confidence. As you move forward, know that you can't deny, delay, or lessen what is rising inside you. You are about to do the very thing that your spirit has been asking for. May the good luck of alignment be with you. May divine plan fill your mind. May peace come before you and good things happen after you. Stay true to God. Stay ready to give up. Make sure your spirit stays in the flow of the blessing that was given to you. And if this word stirred up something deep inside you, please say so in the comments, share it. Get inside it. You're not going to wake up. It's right here. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry. When Jesus says, "Give and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment. A place where divine abundance is not just a hope but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass by you. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.